Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of Ted's TCG Talks. I am your host, Teddy, back again for another episode on my YouTube channel. Now, today I thought it'd be kind of fun to discuss one of my favorite Pokemon since it came out, and a really decent threat in the current meta, which is Giratina. And I'm not just talking about the Ancient Origins Giratina that allows you to take no damage from any Mega Pokemon. I also want to touch base, again, like I did on my last video, but to just reiterate a little bit on the most recent Giratina that came out in the Evolutions Blister that stops any abilities of any Break Pokemon. As it stands right now, offensively in the meta, we have two break decks that are really kind of making a splash. It is what we saw in last year's World Finals, the Greninja break deck with the Giant Water Shuriken, and also we have seen a decent amount of use for the Yan Mega break deck, which has the ability to ignore any energy cost for its attacks if you have 4 cards in your hand. So if you pair that with the Judge supporter card, you have a pretty decent attacker that requires 0 setup. Now, the Ancient Origins Giratina is very, very commonly used in a variant of the Fright Knight deck that's really taking the meta by storm right now. Really reliable deck in the ways of damage, everything like that. I'm actually using the variant right now in this video in the background, as you see. I've done a breakdown video about it. It features Giratina from Ancient Origins. I believe it is the Break Point. Darkrai, I'm bad with sets, so that may be incorrect. And it also features the, I'm pretty sure it's Breakpoint or Breakthrough as well, Drowsy and Hypno combination, because Hypno has the ability Sleeping Babies, which once per turn before you attack, you can put both active Pokemon asleep. So when you pair that with Chaos Tower, you can avoid sleeping completely and then use Darkrai's more powerful attack pretty freely, which is a very decent option to use. So what I really wanted to talk about while we were here on the topic of Giratina, and with the new Sun and Moon sets coming out and the possibilities of all of these GX cards, could we get a Giratina GX that makes the Giratina name in the meta right now even more fearsome than it stands? And, you know, just for argument's sake, let's not even say just a GX. What if there's just a random new card with a crazy attack that we could set up fantastically with something else in the current sets that we have, just has great synergies, something like that. I have a few possibilities, and I want you guys to mull it over in your mind and just give me your feedback and tell me what you think. So right now, Giratina is very defensive. Stops all the abilities from break cards so that Greninja can't use its Giant Water Shuriken, and that Yan Mega actually needs all the energies to attack. We've seen firsthand just how absolutely crazy some of these GX's attacks and abilities are. So if we have the ability to have more than one GX card in our deck as a whole, but only be allowed to use one actual GX attack, I personally would be fine with that. Those GX cards have really powerful attacks, just normal attacks, not even GX attacks, which opens up the possibility of there being a Giratina GX. As we've seen with Snorlax, there was a lot of energy cards to do just a shit ton of damage, and as we've seen with Lurantis, there was no energy cards just for a really good setup attack. Now, we could also potentially get the latter on this, what could be a Giratina GX. We could get an attack that maybe switches over one of your regular energies to a Dragon energy, which would be fucking awesome. We could potentially have a Giratina GX that takes away the rule that when an EX card is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 card, and instead they only take 1. The options are honestly endless with just how ridiculously powerful the attacks that Wizards of the Coast have given these GX cards. I personally am so excited to see how these things are going. As a huge dragon lover myself, and with a bunch of really awesome new dragon Pokemon in this generation, we do have some room for some awesome cards. We got Drampa, Turtonator, whatever the hell its name is. I would even really love to see some older dragon types that get some GX cards, or even what we had way back when. Remember those dual cards, or even the triple cards, like the Entei Raikou Suicune ones, or the Articuno Moltres Zapdos. We have so much potential, especially with all of the Ultra Beasts, all of the trios, all the stuff that we have right now. Honestly, this new set is just full of wonder, full of excitement. I can't wait for February 3rd, man. And also, in the meantime, I'm sure you guys, if you've seen any videos on my YouTube before, have seen my Evolutions pre-release. I 110% plan on going to the Sun and Moon base set pre-release, so I can also do a video there, try to get some decent footage, and maybe do some outsourcing with other PokeTubers, see if we can get some collaboration videos going. In the meantime, guys, I have had a lot of fun with this video. I love sharing my speculations with these, especially when it's cards like Giratina, who is, again, like I said, one of my favorite Pokemon. Now, the question of the day: if you had a Giratina GX, what would you want its ability or attack's ability to be? Alright, guys, have a great day, night, whatever time it is.